Dr. Dan. This is me and Dylan's second upgrade video. It is nice to see you again on this lovely day. We're going to step you through our personal expenses app really fast. So we just want to show that it still does work. So let me go ahead and add a expense really quick. Me and Dylan were at the store earlier today. We bought ourselves some beans for $2.99, and that was actually yesterday. I lied. So we're gonna use this date picker that Dylan's gonna talk about a little later to add some beans to yesterday's date. We're gonna add that transaction, and you will see the chart does fill up. And then we're gonna add a second transaction for some Adidas shoes, because we know you love those. We went shopping for you, actually. Happy late birthday. And these were for $69.90, almost 70. Fair price for some quality shoes. And we actually did that a couple of days ago. And we're going to go ahead and add transaction. And you'll see now my upgrades are starting to show through. We've got a fixed chart bar because the way that Max did it, no offense, was kind of stupid. So now the charts are starting from the bottom, and I'll go over how we did that. And then also, we kind of unified the app to make it look a little bit more cohesive. So I'll go ahead and step through my code really quick for those changes. We start off in chartbar.dart, and here you can see that if we control F and we go to a stack, you'll see that we added one line, which changes absolutely everything, because now you'll see we start from the bottom. If I change that to center, you'll see things start from the center. So now it actually makes sense. They start from the bottom, because like, why would you start from the top? That really isn't like what bar charts do normally. Otherwise, we kind of unified things. So if we go to the chart.dart, we added a border radius here of 20 to kind of unify it with the items below. And then if we go to the transaction item, we did a couple of things in here. We added some extra padding on the horizontal axis with that symmetrical edge inset to make it so they line up correctly with the charts. And then we also kind of basically, we got rid of the circle thing because it didn't really make sense to have a circle inside a box. It kind of looked ugly in my opinion. So we added a parent container, which then holds a card. But the main reason we had to add the parent container is because you can't actually edit the height of this guy. So this is now, instead of a circle avatar, it's a card with a border radius of 20 on a rounded rectangle border shape. And then the double dot max finite is the way that Stack Overflow says that you get the height of the parent, or like get full height of the available space. So we use double dot max finite, and then we set a width so it doesn't become like some massive thing. But that's sort of it. And then we obviously, so it looks the same, we added the same borders. But now Dylan will take it away with his upgrades.
Hey, Dr. Dan. So this is where we were talking about the date picker. We started utilizing the Cupertino date picker, as you can see over here in the code for new transaction. Down here, let's Command F because I don't know exactly where it is. So right here, this is where when we show the date picker, we're now showing a Cupertino model pop-up, or modal pop-up, to where this actually pops up and we can click out of it. And the height of it, we set it to 216, and then the child of this modal is a Cupertino date picker. And so that was one of the upgrades that I worked on. And one of the other upgrades that I worked on was implementing this dark mode. And so we wanted it to be to where the user can really see their expenses. That way they knew how much they were spending in dark mode. And so when you turn this on, it really highlights them within the app. And this was done in the main.dart. So we have a theme of theme.like theme and theme.dark theme. But the surprising thing is that we actually don't use this. So if we actually save, it does nothing. So what we did was down here, some of the themes we have checks to, it's going to be hard to find. But basically we have a global variable that is utilized for this switch for on and off. And so when this is switched on, the value turns to true. And when it's off, it's false. And then we're utilizing that to then pull data from this theme style.dart, and depending on which one it is, we're either displaying light theme or dark theme. We were going to try and use the provider, but it was taking a really long time and it wasn't working very easy. So yeah, so that's pretty much the app with the upgrades. I'll pass it back to Jake to finish off the presentation.
There's not much to say, Dr. Dan, other than this is probably the best expenses app that you could get right now on the Sudo App Store, because it's not actually there yet, but it will be. And it will be in the #1 utility section, so look out for that.